Good morning. Welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. I got a lot of comments on my idea to, excuse me, early, feed the dogs rabbits. They were interesting. Look at the little baby. Hey, this is an experiment. It's either going to work or it's not. So far, they seem to be doing okay. I think I've had a lot of well-meaning people make comments, and I'll just, without picking on anybody, and I don't remember who said what, I'll just address a couple. Somebody said something recently, as I saw it on my email this morning, about goats need X amount of acres fenced in, yada yada. Our goats don't live here once everything starts vegging out. We move them out and my wife ties them in a different place every day in the woods so that they just eat fresh greens and stuff. And it also helps us keep things clear. And we have a lot of woods, so it's not really a problem at all to tie them out in a different place every day. As far as the rabbits go, we'll see. You know, we have this enclosure. We're going to work on the other one, I guess. And this thing, before I put the goats in it, really just became its own little mini jungle in here. Now that may or may not happen. If it doesn't, we'll do something else. Some thoughts I have are cutting down, you know, just this stuff with my machete and just throwing it in there every day, letting the rabbits eat it, see how that works. You know, that's assuming that this thing doesn't grow up again a lot. I had some people talk about feeding rabbits to dogs. Now you have to understand, I love my dogs, I really do, and I try to take care of them. But I had a couple people say things like, hey, you're gonna have to butcher those rabbits, or how are you going to butcher those rabbits? How are you going to cook them? How are you going to clean them? You know, they can't eat raw rabbits. They'll get parasites and die and choke on the bones, or, you know, stuff like that. And let me just show you guys something mildly graphic. Do you see this? This is dog poop, full of hair. That looks like deer hair. I did not shoot a deer this year. My dogs found the remains of deer other people shoot and they drag them back here. This is definitely deer hair right there. Again, I did not shoot a deer this year. I find poop with a squirrel in it, rabbit in it. My dogs hunt all day long out here, out there. They just run around and kill stuff and eat it. They eat armadillos, which I can't stand. And they're fine. I remember when I was in California, people would bring bottled water for their dogs in a little collapsible bowl so that their dog could drink good water and not die. Sorry if I'm laughing and that's somebody that you do, but dogs can drink water out of the ground. It's okay. And where I was wasn't full of all these petrochemical poisons or anything like that. It was just up in the woods. But so yeah, my dogs are going to be fine. No, I'm not going to kill, butcher, and clean the rabbits. They're going to eat them like they are. And if it doesn't feed them enough, it'll at least be a bigger start towards feeding them than what I have now, which is a pallet of dog food, which has a, you know, an end date on it, whether it all gets eaten or whatever. So yeah, I mean, we're trying to do what we can. I watched a video and I met eventually Marjorie Wildcraft. We worked together on a Doomsday Prepper show. And her video was called at the time, I think, I don't know, Backyard Homesteading or something like that. It was a couple DVD set. And she raised rabbits and she fed them from stuff she just chopped with a machete or whatever every day. Now she did have hers in hutches, she did, And you know, if we have a problem with parasites, then I can always go back to caged rabbits. Not a problem. I know how to do that. I did that for years when I used to eat rabbit. Wow, look at him. I might have to put chicken wire over that hole up there. He may hop up and try and get out. So everything we try is just an experiment. We're new to this. You know, I mean, we've been doing it now for a couple of years, but we don't claim to be the experts on homesteading or sustainability or anything like that. We're just working it one little bit at a time. Look at that rabbit. Can you see that? He's trying to stand up and look out that hole. Wow. I'm gonna have to put something over that hole. All right, it's chilly. I've got chores to do. Critters need to be fed. See you out there.